Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maureen. I'm a homeschool mom to 2 boys, and today I want to talk to you about the Good and the Beautiful's language arts curriculum, specifically level 6. So there are 2 main reasons why I am so drawn to this curriculum from the Good and the Beautiful. The first one being is that it is completely open and go, which is fantastic. Not only for me as the teacher, but for the kids. It's simple, and listen, I'm all about simplicity. If it's gonna make our life simpler, you bet I'm gonna do it. And this curriculum does that. The second reason is that not only is it language arts and all that entails, reading, writing, grammar, spelling, and so much more, but it also includes geography and art, and it's intertwined in all of the lessons. It's also a daily memory work that they'll use with the grammar and geography cards, which I'll show you in a moment. But I love that there are multiple subjects included. I just love that about this curriculum. And the art that is used in the lessons, man, they're beautiful. Hence the name, The Good and the Beautiful. Makes sense, right? The beginning of the course book gives you a daily checklist. So there are 3 things that my son, who is doing level 6, is going to complete every day. The first one is to practice his grammar and geography cards. The second is to complete a lesson in the course book. And the third is to read the books from the Good and the Beautiful book list. There's also an optional poetry memorization at the beginning of the course book. We are not doing that right now because I'm having my kids focus more on the memory work from the history course book. But we may revisit that later in the year once they have their history pieces mastered. But for now, personally, we are not doing the poetry memorization within the language arts course book. Let's talk amount of time it takes for us to complete language arts. So the very first thing I have my son do is spend 10 minutes on his geography and grammar cards. The book recommends 5 minutes. I just prefer 10 minutes. I really like for them to hone in on this. So he does 10 minutes of memory work on that. From there, he goes into his lesson course book. And at the beginning of every lesson, it starts with sentence dictation. So that's where I come in, and we'll review words that he missed on previous days until he's mastered the correct spelling of those words. And then there's always at least 2 sentences for me to dictate to him, and he writes those sentences down. And then whatever words he misses is what we review on days to come. Once sentence dictation is done, then he will go straight into the lesson in his course book. On average, those lessons are going to take him anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes, just depending on what is included in that lesson, because every lesson is different, which is another thing that I love about the Good and the Beautiful. But for example, if he has an art project to do, it might take him a little bit longer. He is a little bit of a perfectionist, so he'll usually restart some things that he's not happy with. But on average, it's going to take him about 30 to 45 minutes to complete his course book. Then after the completion of his course book, he's going to go into 15 minutes of independent reading. Now, we have books from the Good and the Beautiful's course book list, but I often will let him choose some books also. So normally I'll alternate. So I'll go from a book from their book list, and then a book that we maybe found at the used bookstore, or a book that we already had, and I let him choose one. He's a fast reader, and so he goes through books pretty quickly. And I also like for him to read some things that he just enjoys reading. So with all of that combination together, language arts in total will take us about an hour every day. Now that I've given you a little bit of a review of what the curriculum looks like, here is a video of us completing his next lesson in his course book and what an average day looks like for us in the language arts curriculum from the Good and the Beautiful.
What are the 7 coordinating conjunctions? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Bam. What is it?
lesson are we in today?
Lesson 27.
Lesson 27. And we'll start with spelling. All right, go grab the whiteboard. First thing, we're going to go over our missed words before we do sentences. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready, but are you ready?
Attitude.
That looks like
Very good.
Hold on.
Very good. Okay, next word. Separate. Okay, we got all these correct, so this one can be marked off, this one can be marked off, and separate was done correctly. Okay, we'll move on to our sentences. That was puzzling, but this is even more confusing. Very good on your spelling. I'm going to say the sentence and I want you to listen for where the pause is. That was puzzling, but this is even more confusing. Very good. Remember the rule. We use a comma before a coordinating conjunction. And in this sentence, but is our coordinating conjunction, right? It joins two independent clauses. Very good. Good job. Okay, that was the last sentence. So let's copy your two misspelled words and then move forward. Okay, so we're copying the misspelled words. When Brooks misses a word, we add it in these boxes. And then the next days that we review it, when he gets it correct, hang on, let me show them these. When he gets it correct, I put a little check mark so that I know which ones he spelled correctly. You can go ahead. And then once he has spelled it correctly 3 times in a row, we mark it off and we don't continue practicing that word. Very good.
Alright, so now we need to read parent or teacher. To your parent or teacher, read the following vocabulary words and definitions and part 18 from Elizabeth Kenny and Australian book. Elizabeth tried to find a way of stopping the conversation about her. Fortunately, she saw a piece of white thread lying on the floor near the foot of the hostile woman. Bending down in an effort to pick up the thread, she attracted the attention of the woman, who said, "Is there anything I can do for you?" "Yes," replied Elizabeth. "Try as hard as you can to find all of the mistakes. Then check the answers to fix anything you got wrong. Write the number of mistakes that you correctly found." Yes, there is. That is an answer.
What was the second comma for?
Start off the introductory words with a comma. A comma is needed when a coordinating conjunction joins 2 independent clauses.
And we had just done that in spelling dictation too.
But this,
It used the word so. In our spelling sentence, remember it was but.
also the word so connected them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Always. And that's what I'm saying. I correctly found 3 of these. No, 2. Alright. There is a comma there after awoke. I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
A comma there, so I got 2 of them right. And there's another comma there. I got all of them right.
Good. So it was all commas.
Only
Now, was it a coordinating conjunction or just 2 independent clauses?
a comma is needed when a coordinating conjunction joins 2 independent clauses.
Okay. So and was a coordinating conjunction.
And then art.
It's my favorite part.
Nope.
What's for art today?
2 paintings of Tasmania created by John Glover are included in this lesson. For each painting, set your timer for 90 seconds and study the details. Notice colors, shades, textures, the use of light, etc. Well, I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river looks nice. That's good. I don't know what to look for. The river l use of trees. So a lot of trees. Some kind of animal, maybe like a sheep.
AV for adverb, AJ for adjective. Now the last one here, gently mix the batter, Kate. The subject, is it implied or is it given? It's given, it's Kate. You could say, Kate, gently mix the batter, or mix the batter, gently mix the batter, Kate. So we're gonna put Kate as our subject, mix as our verb. Is there a direct object? Yes. We're gonna mix what? Batter. So we'll cross out these. And we're going to put the batter, it's not the mix or the Kate. Here's our article. And gently. Gently is describing the verb.
Then read it out loud to your parent or teacher using expression and emotion. Alright, this might take a while. Ugh. Chiseled up the raindrop. How did you think of a stem bearing a lovely satin leaf to hold the tiny gem? How did you know a million drops would deck the morning's hem?
Good job. All done. Very good. Done for today, bud.
These are the drawers. I got these from Target. I don't remember, maybe they were like $20 or $30. I don't remember, recently. And just put their names in each drawer. And so when they complete a subject that I need to grade or correct, they put them in these drawers, and I will look over them in the afternoon and make any corrections that need to be made. And then we'll go over it to the following day. So normally I do not stay with the boys for the entire lesson in their course book. After we do sentence dictation, they complete the lesson on their own. But for the sake of this video, I did stay with Brooks and help him on anything that he needed, just because I was there videoing his entire lesson. But on a normal day, we'll do our sentence dictation together, and they complete the lesson, and then they'll turn it into their drawer when they're done with it. And so that's, again, one thing that I really love about this curriculum, is that it is very student-led and independent. Such a good plus for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would be so happy that you did. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I will do my absolute best to answer them for you. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.